football. North Carolina. It seems like there's a new chapter being written on this team. The Bill Belichick era takes a new twist and turn almost every day. North Carolina's general manager, Michael Lombardi, who worked for a long time with Bill Belichick in the NFL. He was the highest paid general manager in the country among college teams. He was placed on paid leave earlier this week. A complaint was filed against Lombardi from Human Resources. Not sure what the details are on that. The only thing we know is there was a complaint filed, and he's been placed on paid leave since. It's just another awful look for the North Carolina program at this point in time. I've talked with people, I work with people that have covered the NFL, covered the ins and outs of the league for longer than I've been alive. The Michael Lombardi's reputation among the NFL crowd, he's not very well liked. And again, I don't know what happened. I'm not going to speculate because I don't want to do that. I don't want to say something that I'm not educated on. But I just know that he was not liked among the NFL crowd. And this is not a good look. There's an open investigation going on right now. Bill Belichick, as you can imagine, keeps things very close to the vest, not talking about it in his media availability. Here's where I did want to go with this. Not so much a Michael Lombardi sense, but more so I wanted to view this through the lens of Bill Belichick and his future at North Carolina. From the start, when this hire was made, a lot of people acted like, oh, I don't know how this could go. I've never been a believer that this was going to work. One, because Bill Belichick is 70 plus years old. I think he's around 74, 75, something like that. Bill Belichick spent half a century coaching in the NFL. In the NFL, in college football, they're not the same sport. They're not the same sport. He's working with a different generation of kids at North Carolina. In the NFL, you don't really have to develop players as much. I think that is changing, though, now. I think there is more developing having to be done in the NFL, but prior to, when kids were transferring and stuff all the time in college, there wasn't really a whole lot of developing that had to be done in the NFL. When you drafted a player, they were pretty much ready to go. Some of them had to sit for a little while, but then were ready to go. But for the most part, they were finished products. Now in college football, you have to develop. You've always had to develop, but you really have to develop. I wasn't confident that Bill Belichick was going to be able to do that. He has to recruit. That's a lot different than drafting players because kids are getting paid, and the transfer portal, you can transfer basically year in and year out. Recruiting is a lot different than drafting a guy that is on your team for 4 years and contracts are involved. There aren't really contracts in college athletics. And if they are, they're pretty worthless. They're not legally binding like they are in the NFL. So that's different. Nick Saban got out of coaching college football for the very reason of the direction the sport has gone over the last few years. We've seen coaches younger than Bill Belichick leave to go to the NFL just so they don't have to deal with this. And you're going to tell me, again, a guy that has coached for 50 years in the NFL is coming to college football to save North Carolina? That just doesn't seem – I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. I was never confident this was going to work. And we're only 1 year in to the Bill Belichick saga at North Carolina, but we all know how this is going to end.